Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you to CIT and OIC for the invitation. So what I'm going to talk about today is digitalization in the insurance valuation. I mean, this is a topic we've been talking about for at least 20 years for me. And despite that, we've seen a low to medium level of adoption in Thailand so far. We're still, as an industry, lagging behind the banking industry, the e-commerce industry, and the travel industry. But I think over the last 5 years, both from the work of some of the insurance incumbents and the new entrant, we've seen an acceleration of that pace. So, So where I'm from when I talk about digitalization. So I've been in industry for about 30 years, and I've spent 15 years with traditional player, AXA, AIG, and about 15 years with digital player, with Direct Asia and Roojai, really trying to change the industry. Okay, so it's a long journey. If you ask me 15 years ago, would I believe that digitalization in insurance will be where it is today? I would have said no way. It would have been much, much faster. But actually, it's a long process, and that's what we can see through that slide, which is basically the journey. I think when we talk about digitalization, a lot of time people think it's just a website and that's it. And actually, it's not. The website is one part of the digitalization, but there's so many other components to digitalize within the insurance process. And if people look at it from a project standpoint, to say, okay, let's do that and we will be digital tomorrow, it's not how it works. It's a really relentless work to look process after process and see where are the opportunity for digitalization and an improvement in customer service and cost control. So if anything, I will say digitalization, while in some industry it has been a revolution, I think in insurance it's not. It's just really evolution at a very slow and steady pace, which is still important to embark, because the longer you take to embark on that journey, the longer you will be, the more you will be lagging behind the other player. And it does bring success. I mean, over the last 8 years, Roojai in Thailand, we've been able to convince 220,000 customers to move to our solution. Today we are right about 2.1, 2.2 billion Thai baht of premium yearly. We've been delivering consistent and a healthy loss ratio for the last 4 years. And we, most importantly, have succeeded to deliver a very good experience to our customer on that journey. That gives us a lot of awards, but award doesn't pay the bill, so just there for fun. Okay, so step one. I think to me, a lot of the things we've seen in the industry, the way it operates, is using paper-based type of pricing mechanism and or product design. And I think that's the main, I would say, one of the key benefits of digitalizing is you are not on paper anymore. So you can really let your customer or your intermediary for that point, being able to collect more data from your customer, get those data into advanced algorithm, and being able to price customer differently. This is something you cannot do when you want to put your price on an Excel spreadsheet, because there is so much so you can do. But if you do it in an organized and digital way, where all your data are going to be structured, then you can use those data to price accurately. And also to improve the underwriting process. I mean, if we look today, if you try to buy a health insurance or a life insurance policy, and you always have at the end like 4 or 5 questions asking you about some specific history, did you go to the hospital in the last 5 years or something like that, as soon as you say yes, your process stops and you need to go back to some underwriter. Through digitalization, you can start to build decision tree around that. And if a customer say, yes, I've been to the hospital, then start to think, why did you go to the hospital? Put a list of disease and try to manage 80% of the case through an automated decision process rather than to go back to the underwriter. So data collection and a way to manage those data is a first and key benefit of digitalization. Second is about customization of product. I mean, again, when you use a paper-based approach, you need to illustrate your product on paper, and basically you're going to solve the platinum plan, the gold plan, the silver plan, which will have 20 cover with a defined sum insured and with a given price for the product. And going through that process, the customer don't really understand what is covered for, because it's a list of cover, which is not, I roughly understand what it is about, but I don't have the detail of what I'm buying. Through digitalization, we can start to explore the product into individual cover and let the customer decide which cover is interested with, what is the price of each cover, what is the impact of changing the sum insured, and let him basically customize the product by himself, while at the same time being more clear on what is covered, because he has to look at it, and what is decided not to be covered on because he decided to reject it. Okay, so that has a very big impact, providing more tailor-made product solution for the customer, as well as getting transparency and education for the customer. Oops, sorry, I'm going back. Okay, so that's more on the product and distribution and sales part. Now moving to where I believe is the hidden benefit of digitalization, which is post-purchase, is where all the cumbersome process of managing insurance through claims, through policies, can be improved through application, the modern type of apps. Okay, so today, the Roojai apps, I put a few features here which I'm going to go through. Facilitated car inspection, can allow you to manage your policy independently, can get approval for your the dry claim, so the claim without third party easily. Allow us also to manage that complex claim when there's a collision, as well as finding your garage easily when you need one. And the point I'm trying to make here is that once you provide so much feature, then you can really get customer engaged into using modern technology. And I've seen many insurance apps in my career, but back at AXA time, I should not say that name, where basically we develop an app and there's no usage because basically the features are not rich enough. But today, for instance, on the Roojai app, we've got 85,000 monthly unique visitors. That means one customer out of 3 will use the app at least once a month. So that becomes to be transactional, then the customer is familiar with it, and we can then leverage the benefit. So step 1, on again, simple process that can be digitalized with benefit is video car inspection. As you know, in Thailand, when the policy starts, you need to get your car be inspected by a surveyor. Somebody come to your home on a motorbike. It takes 2-3 days before you can get an appointment, and it basically delays the process to get you covered. Okay, and this is a not non-cost-effective process, not good for customer service, and that can be revolutionized through digitalization. So what we've done, we've launched through our app a way for the customer to inbound call us, request a video call without having to take appointment. It will take 5 to 10 minutes, and then your policy can start without having to dispatch anybody. Policy management. So again, when the life of the policy, customer can have access to their document. No need to look for paper. All the document is in the application. They can really easily find them back, look at what is inside. They can check their coverage detail. They can update the particular. If they change address, they can proceed for payment. And also, more importantly, they can adjust the policy and renew it online or through the app at each renewal, which simplify the process and facilitate for us the increase of the retention ratio. Claim reporting, also something which customers are expecting us to be there. When you've got an accident, when you got an accident, you want your car to go to the workshop quite quickly. The traditional process is waiting for a surveyor again to come to your home, doing the analysis on the damage before you can bring your car to a workshop. And this is another process that you can really get rid of for simple claim. I'm not saying every claim can be dealt like that, but for a simple claim, customer call us, we go through the video, we record the damage, we take the picture, upload it directly into our backend, and we're in a position to approve a claims within 5 minutes and allow our customer to go to the nearest garage and start the repair process. Okay, again, I think for all our customers in the car insurance world, what they expect is getting their car quickly back, and any action, any process where we can shorten the time between the accident and getting back the car clean is important and deliver value to the consumer. One of the toughest process, I will say, biggest challenge we have probably in the Thai market is the fresh claim process. You know, when you've got two cars colliding somewhere on the street, then we need to dispatch the insurance company need to dispatch somebody to the scene within 30 minutes to deal with the situation. And that's a very stressful pain point for our customer because you're on a highway, cars are passing by, you've just had an accident, you stress. Somebody told you that somebody is going to come within 30 minutes, but you're never sure if that somebody is actually going to come within 30 minutes, okay? And through digitalization, we're able to make that process slightly more easy. So you log your claim, as you've seen on the video, you log your claim, we get your geolocation. With that geolocation, we're going to find which our surveyor is the closest to your point, and we're going to dispatch the information to our surveyor, which will have all the policy detail of your policy detail, so that when he reaches you, he can give you better advice. And then on the process, since it's going to your car, we're going to send you a digital link where you can see the progress of the surveyor on the way to your car. Very much like a Grab type process. Doesn't change anything in terms of the timing, but it's a very reassuring as a customer to see that somebody is coming and you can see the progress and you can estimate the time at which it's going to reach you. Then facilitating also when he reaches through the surveyor app to take the picture, to take all the detail on the accident. And with that, he's going to be able to send all that information straight away to our claims handling team, which will then be in a position to start your treatment of the accident. While normally, if you just use a non-digital way, you will have to get a surveyor to the accident scene, wait for the report to be sent to you 2-3 days after, key all the detail of that report into your system before you can start to actually process the claim. Okay, so that piece of technology, which is probably one of the more complex one that we've developed, has been really allowing us to simplify that process, as well as to ensure better customer satisfaction and satisfaction, which is monitored through Net Promoter Score to ensure that customers see value into it. Choosing your garage, also something which is very important in our value chain. You know, when you want to repair your car, the insurer is going to show you what is the panel you can access, but then you don't know which one is good, which one is not good, and you're going to go normally to the one which is closest to your home. So we've changed that by collecting all the feedback from our customer over the years. We've collected more than 32,000 reviews today, increasing at about 600 a month. And we've been able to build our little TripAdvisor of the garage in Thailand. And so we can advise our customer between different garage, which one has the best customer satisfaction, and try to bring them towards those garage where we can ensure that they will have a better experience. That's not the end. This is also technology what can change things. Technology can change the risk itself. So, and that's the next journey, I will say, for Roojai, where we are trying to change the way our customers are driving by giving them structured feedback, which being incentivized through a reward type of process, but basically enabling them to see how they drive, get them a feedback on their score, and if they drive safer than usual or as they should, then they can collect reward and being able to leverage that driving benefit into some gimmicks, Starbucks voucher and things like that. Okay, and I think that's something just new for us. It's not launched yet. That's something we'll launch in the next 2-3 months, and it's very exciting because it's really getting into using digitalization into changing the risk. Until now, we're using digitalization from product, process, but basically not driving the change on risk. Okay, so that's some of the key points I wanted to talk today. I think at the end of the day, when we talk about digitalization, we should not be reducing that to the launch of a website. digitalization is much richer than just having a website online. There is a lot of process that can be fully digitalized in the process. And the key benefit that we are obtaining from that digitalization are many. It's containing cost. So as you've seen, for instance, on the car inspection, today one employee can do about 500 car inspection per month. If you dispatch somebody on a motorbike, they will do about 100, 120. So you can multiply productivity by 4, while at the same time getting a better handle on your risk, as we know that when you do physical survey, in a lot of occasions, there are corruption happening at the scene, and the customer will give 1,000 baht to the surveyor to take picture in a different way. Okay, so we contain costs, get better integrity, and ultimately saving for the company. Improving customer experience, as we've seen across all those processes, the main objective is often to improve the customer experience, either through giving them products which are more customized for them, pricing which are also customized for them, facilitating their policy management, facilitating their claim process, removing all the pain points that we've been able to identify. Innovate on product. So through what we've seen, we see that we can launch product in a different way. We can get rid of the platinum, gold, silver package, and we can get into more structured discussion without having to create new product. Because once you've got the cover, you can create 1,000 of products with the same sort of cover without having to rebrand it and rename it and so on and so forth. And so just on our motor product, for instance, we've got 256 product combination, which facilitate again the choice of the customer without having to create 20 products in the platform. Pricing accurately through the data collection, we're able to get a better hands on our customer and the way they behave and the way they are risky. And of course, reaching new customer with using digitalization through the website, we can get access to customers which are not comfortable anymore with the traditional distribution of the insurance industry and are more inclined to buy online, which we can all agree is the trend for most industry. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't think we have a question and answer, so sorry for that. And wish you a good journey in your digitalization process if you are part of digitalizing your organization. Thank you.